Hello everyone. So in this session, what we will do, we will go through the data sharing and the data protection. We will explain here and learn that how the data sharing and data protection happens. So Snowflake, what it does is like it shares the data with the various accounts. It can be a consumer or it can be a reader. And I will explain what exactly a consumer and a reader is. But for now, you just understand that the data is shared securely. So following objects can be shared securely, like tables, external tables, secure views, secure materialized view, and secure UDFs. So UDF is nothing but the user defined functions. And in the demo and in this session, what we will learn, we will see each and every object listed here, how you can create it and share them securely to the multiple accounts. One more important thing to understand here, once the data is actually shared to the different accounts, it is read only. It means that the consumers who are accessing your data is only read only. They cannot actually modify it. And in the real terms, what happens, this is all handled by the metadata. So actually no real data is actually getting transferred. And it is very easy to set up. That's what we will see it in the demo. And moving on, Snowflake achieves this data sharing by a concept called shares, which has been given in the Snowflake. So shares, what is shares? Share is nothing but it's a database object. So what happens, like if you have a provider account, a share is actually used to share the data to the consumers. So the data provider creates and give access on it to data consumers. So we will see what exactly is a share. So share is nothing, as I have mentioned earlier, that share is a DB object which is created in a provider account. And then what happens once this schema object as a share is actually created, the grants on the object in the provider account are given to the share. Once the grants are given, then the share is actually modified and made available to various accounts. So accounts can be consumers or accounts can be readers. Consumers, then what they do, they will basically use this particular share and create the database, and then they access various objects under that database. Now I am saying that consumers or readers. So when I am saying consumers, it means that it is another Snowflake account. And when I say the reader, it is a non-Snowflake account. So Snowflake can share the data with other Snowflake accounts as well as with non-Snowflake accounts, which are called reader accounts, and that we will see it in the demo. Before moving on to the demo, let me show you the pictorial representation of what exactly is the share and how it works. So this particular diagram I have taken from the Snowflake documentation, and this is very easy to understand. So let me spend like 1 minute on it. So as I have mentioned, that this is a provider account, and in the provider account you have database 1 and you have database 2. In the database 1 you have a schema A and you have a schema B. So during the data sharing process, what happens, we create a share 1, and this particular share 1 is created in the provider account, and then the access on this table of this schema A is actually granted to the share 1, and then this share 1 is actually shared with the customers, the customer account, this one, and then another customer. And if you see this picture, it's all in the green. So once this share is actually shared with this customer, then this share is actually available in the customer account. And what the customer will do, customer will create a database using this share, and then it will get that schema and the data can be used. So if you see the picture on the right hand side here, this database 2, what exactly is explained here, like you can create the multiple shares in the provider account, like share 1, share 2 and share 3, and they can solve different purpose. So for example, in this figure, the share 2 has access to the schema C and has access as well as to schema D, but only to the one table, and this we want to share it with the customer account. But if you see the share 3 doesn't have any access on the schema C. It is only exposing the schema D and this particular table. So that way various types of restrictions and various types of sharing can be applied using the multiple shares. So this is very clear in this particular diagram, that how the shares are actually created and how they are shared with the various customer accounts. And let's move on further and be more clear exactly what it is the consumer account and the reader account. So if you see here, this is a provider account, this is a provider account, and we have a reader account. So reader account is something which doesn't have any Snowflake account, and consumer account is something which is already a Snowflake consumer basically. So if you see, the provider account can share a database with multiple readers, and then different database can be shared very easily. So this is all about the theory of the data share. And then in our next session, what we will do, we will go over the demo and understand it in more detail. I hope you liked this, and I will see you in the next session. Thank you for watching.